Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome to Hunter Call of the Wild. We are here on Layton Lake, just going to be roaming around as we talk about the new map that is possibly going to be coming out, as well as some of the new Great One as well. Jaxybeard has mentioned that, we'll be pretty much just going over what the stream was this week and kind of going over it. Been a couple days late, but we'll probably be going over it, and I might start doing this where every week I kind of go over the stream and not explain, but talk about what he talks about and kind of just put it in a shorter video as to versus the whole stream and stuff like that. And I'll just put kind of the important things, not necessarily the important things, but the things that are news related to the game, as well as stuff that will be more beneficial to the game instead of just over everything, because he does talk about a lot of things. And I do recommend going to the Expansive Worlds channel and watching the stream whenever you can, both the angler as well as the hunter streams. They both are good streams, and I recommend watching them whenever you guys can, and even after, not necessarily live, even after, it's probably good to watch. But anyway, let's dive on in to the video, not the video, but to the stream and all the news and stuff like that. So the first thing is that I did mention on one of my other videos that they added a poll to their Discord channel, which they did, and on that poll, that the biggest game people wanted, they did a Great One poll, sorry, and on that one, people wanted to see a big predator, large predator, get the Great One become the next Great One. And as true as that is for the Discord poll, because that was the Discord poll, Jaxy said that they did a poll for kind of all their socials, and on that, they decided kind of overall what the next Great One will be, and the next Great One will be a large game animal instead of just a large predator. So most likely means that they are going to be doing an animal from Hirschfeld and Layton Lake, as they have been trying to do. As they have been doing for all the Great Ones, pretty much. Or for all the Great Ones, they've been doing that where they are the base game animals, and you can get them without purchasing any DLCs. And so that's what they're going to be doing again this time with the Great One. My assumption, we don't know 100%, but I would assume that would make the most sense. They talked about putting more polls up to see what people would like. So people, if you have a preference as to what you want to see in the game, then poll. Go ahead, check their Discord channel. I'll put a link to that, and maybe I'll put a link. We'll see if I can. But go ahead, check their Discord channel, check any other socials that they have, follow up with their socials and stuff like that, and just keep track of everything. Is that a Mela? No, it's not. Okay. But just keep track of everything that they are releasing. Not everything that they're releasing, but just keep an eye out for polls, because they are going to be seeing what we want, which I think is a good idea, because that shows that they are interested as to what we want and are willing to work with us to give us what we want, which I like, and I think a lot of gaming companies should do. They should see what people want and should see what people like and would like to see in the game, so that way they are pretty much getting a freebie for what they are going to be putting into the game. The one downside to it is that they would not, there's just higher expectations. There's higher expectations if you are going to be like, yeah, we're going to put this in because you guys want us to put it in. There's going to be higher expectations for it to be good, for it to be what they expect and what they want from, and what people want, versus just versus if you just make whatever you want, people will just kind of have to accept what you make. Where if you do something that people ask for, then they are going to be very, I guess, stickler about it, very anal about it, where they're like, oh, we wanted it, but we wanted it this way and not this way, you know. So it's kind of a blessing, double-edged sword, if you will. But I think it will be good no matter what they release. And if they do more polls, we'll see what if we can decide what animal specifically will be the great one. Now, I think that personally, I think that the next animal, the next great one, will be a elk, just because it makes the most sense in my opinion for it to be an elk, for it to, out of all the animals that we have in Hirschfeld and Leighton Lake, it makes the most sense. Big game animals, it makes the most sense. Because for Leighton Lake, I think we got, if you want to include them, black-tailed deer and elk, obviously. And then you just have the bison in Hirschfeld, the European bison in Hirschfeld, and that's it. That's all we got for big game animals that don't already have a great one in the game. So we shall see what they come up with. We shall see if it is anything like they want or anything they suggest. And yeah, we'll just kind of see what they pop out with. Again, I think that would be pretty good to see. Yeah, I think the elk would be pretty cool to see, and there's a lot you can do with the elk. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with the elk and make it look a certain, make it look cool. I think it is along the lines with the moose and the fallow, where you can just do whatever you want pretty much with the antlers. And make it look cool, and it will turn out pretty darn cool. So I think elk makes the most sense. He mentioned that elk was already kind of voted for or most wanted with the since the game came out, and that doesn't surprise me at all. That people want to see a large, giant elk. It's similar to red deer, where you're gonna get a moose, where you're gonna get a massive brack that's just kind of crazy. And I think that would be pretty cool to see. And obviously, I feel like they're gonna do that. But we will see what happens, and we see what they will do with that, and whether or not they will do elk, or if they will do another species, or if it will be a vote and it won't be on Leighton Lake or Hirschfelden. I'm assuming that's going to be in Leighton Lake or Hirschfelden just because they want to stick to that. But obviously, as time goes on, they might just start asking us, hey, where do you want, or what do you want to see as a great one? And we'll do it. And I think that would be nice. I think that would be pretty cool, so that way they don't have to worry about, disappointing their fans per se again. But it's just something they can just focus on. So that is the Great One news pretty much that he talked about. Great One news, the polls, and all that he mentioned. Then he also mentioned that the new map. Fortunately, he did not mention much about the new map, as he is under gag orders pretty much, which is understandable. You don't want to leak the map and give people hope, or you don't want to kind of give people, disappoint people before the map is even out. So, obviously, you want to keep it hush-hush, and you don't want to talk about it too much, which is what they're doing, and what he's doing. So, we don't have a whole lot to go with the new map. However, we do have somewhat of a release time. I believe he mentioned that it's going to be released soon, which I believe will mean it's probably going to be released somewhere next month, as a normal map release would happen. Kind of in the middle of summer, peak summer, peak time for gamers and stuff like that. So that's my opinion, is when the new map will be released. Obviously, we will see, but that would mean that we probably won't get much information for probably a couple weeks. It'll probably be pretty bland in terms of news on the map. So we shall see what pops out, pretty much. We'll see if it will be yeah, we will see what pops out. We have no idea what map it is going to be, where it's going to be. Obviously, we can make guesses based off of what needs to be filled. We have parts of Russia still. We have Asia, India. We have the kind of Arctic up here, Greenland, Africa, and South America. I don't think they're going to do Africa 2.0. I think that is people have wanted it for a long time, and people I think eventually will get it. I think eventually we will get a not great one. We will eventually get Africa 2.0. I just don't think they're working on that right now. I believe is going to be probably an Indian, Asian, or kind of an Arctic area. It's going to be an area. My guess is Indian or Asian because it's going to be. I feel like it has to be an area that we haven't been to before, and that's why it's taking them so long to get it right. Is because it's just completely unique. It is completely different than anything else we've seen. You know, because like if we go to Africa, we've seen Africa. The Arctic's very. It could be very. I mean, it could be the Arctic and Canada completely different, but it could be very similar to Yukon as well. And so if they're doing something that's taken them a year to make, considering that they released maps biannually for a while, I think that means that they are putting a lot of effort into it. They're putting a lot of detail into it. And I think it's just something that they don't have already. I think it's going to be something completely new and something completely unique, which I am a fan of, and I'm 100% down for because that means it'll be a new experience. It'll be fun, or at least it should be fun, but it'll be a new experience. It'll be something we've never done before. It'll be kind of a new learning, kind of just a new mental thing, kind of learning the game again. So I think that would be pretty fun, pretty cool to see, pretty cool to do if they do that, obviously. They do have the options of not doing that and kind of just doing whatever they want. But that's my opinion as to what they are going to do. It makes the most logical sense for them to be taking so long, and therefore it's going to be something we've never seen before. Because if it's something we've seen before and it's something that so it's something that we've seen before and something that doesn't take a whole lot for them to do, and it still takes them that long, kind of less of I would say it would be more of a letdown, kind of like, oh, you guys spent a whole year and this is what you came up with, kind of thing. And I think it would just be better for. I don't know. I don't think they would do that. I think that doesn't make sense for them to do that. To me, it makes the most sense for it to be something just unique, something crazy, something we've never seen before. That's my opinion. Obviously, we will see what they do come out with. But I think it's going to be something crazy, something new, something we've never seen before. Again, as I said, and I think they're going to have a lot of unique animals to it as well. I don't think there's going to be any repeats of the same species, or at least I would hope not, because again, it is completely new. So I think it's going to be completely new species. I think there might be some unique species that are only in that area, kind of like an Africa 2.0 map, or just like Africa, where you only have animals in that area that you can't hunt anywhere else. And I think that would be pretty cool to have another map like that. Because, I mean, we did just get one with Australia, but we do have animals in that you can hunt anywhere else. Like fallow deer, or red deer, or the feral pig, or the bobwhite quail, I believe they have. They might not have the bobwhite quail. But stuff, and feral goat, like stuff like that you can hunt in other locations. Rahonga, I believe. Let me do quick math. Let me just, mental notes. I believe Virhonga is the only map. Actually, let me go over this. Got stuff, got stuff, got stuff, got stuff, got stuff, got stuff. Or don't have stuff. Got stuff, got stuff, got stuff, got stuff, got stuff. Yep. Virhonga is the only map that doesn't have like mixed speciation. I don't know, speciation. I don't know if that's a word, but you can only get those species in that location. And I think it would be really cool to see that again. Get another map with that will have only those animals in that location. I think that'd be really cool to see, and I think it would be a huge turnout for the map, considering it's gonna be a year since we've got the last much in Emerald Coast. And with Emerald Coast, you have to do something bigger than Emerald Coast. You can't go back to something going down, especially after a year, you have to do something bigger. So to me, it makes the most sense for them to just pretty much be making a new map, new location, new animals, environmental only animals. And that would, it might be one of the larger maps that we have in terms of species diversity. And they just wanted to put a bunch of different species into it, since again, like Virhonga, there's only those animals in those locations. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion on it. That's what I think would be the best for them to do. Would be kind of that idea of, yeah, we're just gonna create something unique, something new, something you haven't seen before, compared to doing something else that people have seen and may not want to do it again and stuff like that. So we haven't had any word on it, and again, we probably won't up until the next couple of weeks. We probably won't hear it until mid this month, maybe at the butt end of this month. But we will see. We will definitely see what happens, and we will see how it goes. And yeah, thank you guys for listening to me rant and talk. Thank you guys for watching this. Thank you guys for the support through my streams and through YouTube. I do apologize for not being on time as much as I should be. But I do want to thank you guys for everything and for all the support. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for watching all my videos, or even some of my videos. Any watching helps. And if you guys like this kind of stuff or this kind of content, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Yeah, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Good times.